Tonight, we step away from the real-world horrors we usually explore and into a different kind of ghost story. One told by firelight, one meant to be heard slowly. So settle in, lower the lights, and let the veil grow thin.
You're listening to Veil of Echoes, a true crime and paranormal podcast. We're sharing a shortened retelling of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, reimagined as a ghost story by the fire. Ebenezer Scrooge was not a kind man, not to strangers, not to friends, and certainly not to Christmas. He was sharp as flint, cold, hard, and unyielding. A man who seemed to take comfort in isolation and pride in his own bitterness. On Christmas Eve, Scrooge sat alone in his counting house. The fire was small, the room dim. Across from him sat his clerk, Bob Cratchit, hands stiff with cold, breath fogging in the air.
What do you mean you want Christmas off?
Scrooge's voice carried no warmth, only calculation.
It's a poor excuse for a picking man's pocket every 25th December.
Bob said nothing. He never did. Moments later, Scrooge's nephew arrived, full of cheer, goodwill, and the spirit of the season.
Christmas. Humbug.
He dismissed charity collectors, mocked goodwill, and sneered at joy itself. To Scrooge, Christmas was foolishness, and those who celebrated it were fools. That night, Scrooge walked home alone through empty streets. The city was alive with warmth and laughter, but none of it reached him. Inside his dark house, he locked the door behind him, and that was when something changed. As Scrooge prepared for bed, he heard a sound. Not outside, not in the street, but inside his home. A dragging, a clinking, as if metal chains were being pulled across stone.
Nonsense.
The sound grew closer. He tried to ignore it. He tried to reason it away. Until suddenly, it stood before him. Before him stood a figure Scrooge knew well, Jacob Marley, dead for 7 years, yet unmistakable. His face was pale, his eyes hollow, his body wrapped in chains, forged with cash boxes, ledgers, locks, and keys.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
It's a trick of the light. You're a dream.
Marley did not move closer. He did not need to. The weight of him filled the room.
I wear the chain I forged in life, link by link, yard by yard. I made it myself. Business was my life. Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, these were all my business. And yet, I ignored them.
Scrooge stared at the chains, recognizing each piece. The same tools of greed, the same cold devotion to wealth.
But you were always a good man of business.
Business? The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my existence.
Marley raised one trembling hand, and suddenly, the walls fell away. Outside, spirits wandered, bound by invisible chains, reaching toward the living. Unable to help, unable to intervene.
They seek to do good where they cannot, and suffer most for it.
You were always a good friend to me. Tell me. Tell me there's something I can do.
You have a chance. And hope. A chance I never had. You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Scrooge's heart sank.
Is that the chance and hope you mentioned?
It is. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Marley's form began to fade. The chains rattled, then lifted.
Remember me.
Scrooge stood alone once more. The room was still, the fire cold, and somewhere in the darkness, a clock began to tick. Scrooge did not fall asleep. He lay awake, staring into the darkness, waiting. A light filled the room. Not warm, not cold, but strange. Before him stood a figure, gentle in form, yet ancient in expression.
Rise and walk with me.
Who are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
At her touch, the walls dissolved, the city vanished, and suddenly, Scrooge stood somewhere else entirely. Before him was a lonely schoolhouse. Inside, a small boy sat alone, reading by candlelight.
I was forgotten.
You were left behind.
Scrooge watched his younger self, isolated, abandoned, learning early that the world did not make room for softness.
I wish I could have spoken to that boy.
The scene shifted again. Now, a young woman stood before him. Her eyes were kind, but sad.
Another idol has displaced me. A golden one.
I have changed. For the better.
You feel the world is too much to trust it. And so, you close yourself off.
Scrooge watched as Belle turned away, choosing love over wealth, choosing warmth over fear.
Show me no more.
These are the shadows of things that have been. They cannot be changed, but they may yet teach you.
Scrooge fell to his knees, overcome by regret.
Take me home. Please.
The light dimmed, the past dissolved, and Scrooge found himself once more in his bed. But rest would not come, for another spirit was already waiting. Scrooge had barely drawn breath when the room filled with light once more. This time, warmth followed it.
Come in and know me better, man.
Spirit, conduct me where you will.
They stood in a small home, humble, but alive with love. The Cratchit family gathered around their table, their joy unbroken by their poverty.
They are happy.
They are, because they have each other.
And there, at the center of it all, was Tiny Tim. Fragile in body, but bright in spirit.
He told them, God bless us, every one.
Spirit, tell me, if Tiny Tim will live.
If these shadows remain unchanged, the child will die.
No. Say he will be spared.
What then? If he be like to die, he had better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
Scrooge turned away, ashamed. Around them, the spirit showed him the world. Miners, sailors, the forgotten and the poor, finding joy in small mercies.
This time of year, the world remembers kindness, even when it has little else.
And as the night wore on, the spirit's light began to fade. Beneath his robe, 2 children appeared, thin, frightened.
They are man's. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both.
Have they no refugee? No help?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
The spirit vanished, and once again, Scrooge stood alone, waiting. The room darkened, not with shadow, but with absence. Before Scrooge stood a figure cloaked in black, its face hidden, its presence absolute. It spoke no words.
I fear you more than any other spirit I have seen.
The spirit raised one silent hand and pointed. They stood among strangers, men who spoke of death with indifference, of a man's passing with mockery and greed.
Old Monsieur, wasn't he?
Scrooge listened. No sorrow, no grief, only relief.
Spirit, why show me this?
They entered a dark, unsavory place. People bartered stolen goods, curtains, clothes, even a bedsheet, all taken from the dead.
Every person has the right to take care of themselves.
This cannot be my fate.
At last, they stood in a quiet place, a graveyard. The spirit pointed once more. Scrooge stepped forward and read the name carved in stone.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Spirit, hear me. I'm not the man I was. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all year. Why show me this future if I may yet escape it?
Scrooge clutched at the shroud. The darkness wavered, and the grave began to fade. And suddenly, the ghosts were gone, but their echoes remained. Scrooge awoke with a start. Light streamed through the window. Not ghost light, not shadow, but daylight.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
He laughed for the first time in years. Time stretched before him, full of possibility. Scrooge moved quickly. He gave freely, he spoke kindly, and he laughed openly.
And Merry Christmas to everybody.
He sent a prize turkey to the Cratchit home, and there Tiny Tim lived. Scrooge became a second father to the boy, a loyal friend, a generous soul, and to those who knew him, he was known as a man who kept Christmas well. Some say it is too late to change, that we are bound by what we have been, but ghosts remind us it is never too late to choose differently.
Thank you for spending part of your Christmas with us. However you celebrate, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a peaceful, hopeful New Year. If you enjoyed this special and want to support the show, you can follow Veil of Echoes and leave a rating or a review wherever you listen. It truly means more than you know.
Until then, keep your ears open.
And the veil closed.